All right, welcome to this week's Generation I podcast. Your hosts, me, Victor Martinez, Edwin Mejia, and Vlad Yudin. We're still missing Esan, but he's doing great, traveling, and we're gonna get a full report when he gets back.
With the office locations today,
Yes,
but
yes.
Vic, happy birthday, man. It's your birthday week.
Yeah, didn't expect it to fall on this day, but I've been a day behind. I don't know why. I've been a day behind.
Do you celebrate?
You celebrated this weekend, probably, right?
No, did not, because I didn't realize. I thought it was gonna be tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
You got your dates mixed.
Yeah, your days mismatched.
I'm telling you.
Do you celebrate your birthdays?
Not really. I haven't in a long time. I mean, it's just one of these things that they do it, fine, but I'm not the one that's gonna post and be like, yo, it's my birthday.
You're not one of those, I guess you're a Cancer? No.
No, I'm a Leo, even though I was raised as a Cancer.
Right.
Yeah, my mom kept telling me I was a Cancer because her birthday was in July, like mine, but she was July 16th, and I'm July 29th.
Oh, it's my birthday.
She thought because we were both in July, I was a Cancer, and I thought that until I actually went to the library.
Wow.
And
You realized
I'm a freaking Leo, and I thought I was cool, whatever. But
That's funny, bro.
again, Cancers are great, though. You know, my daughter's a Cancer.
Happy birthday to you, bro.
Excited.
Cheers.
Thank you.
here, Vic, at the, we're back here at HQ in Generation Iron. I mean, it's another good week, another great week. Want to thank, obviously, Dialed Moods, our sponsor for today. Turn the dial up, set your mood. These guys are amazing. They help elevate your performance. All natural energy, no crashes, balanced boost of energy. So we highly recommend these guys. You check them out, Dialed Moods, and we have a new week, Vic, with more questions.
First, we have a critic. We have a critic,
And
Vic.
the critic.
Always
Yes,
critics are great,
Why
we love the
not?
critics because
Yeah.
we
doing
don't hide. We don't hide by the critics. And this critic comes to us. Obviously, the critique this week comes to us from Jonas Machado, and his critique is: rice is straight up a simple carb and turns directly into sugar. Vegetables have higher content of fiber, therefore it is what should keep you full for long.
Now, this is in reference to Victor's, he gave an advice to a gentleman last week. The guy said he was walking a lot, and you said, hey, stick to, vegetables are great, but stick to rice and potatoes to keep you fuller. So this guy is saying vegetables would actually keep you fuller because the rice is all sugar.
Obviously, straight up fact, and I could tell you this straight up to your face right here. I could tell you never, ever, obviously ever competed. I doubt you play sports.
Jeez.
I doubt you're active. You just want to critique me just because you're bored. At the end of the day, the worst, I think the worst results I ever had, this is competing. I'm not even talking about every day.
Right.
Trying to get around. The worst I ever, did was when I tried to carb up eating vegetables only, and it's just a no-go.
It wasn't a good performance.
You weren't full enough.
No, it's not gonna happen. I don't see anybody, and again, this, I could speak, I'm not speaking for the vegans here, but most athletes, they want to perform, they want to be full, they want to have energy, they want to have complex carbs. I didn't say simple carbs, sugary. If you're diabetic, they're not good, These complex carbs, we were talking about potatoes, and again, rice can be hypoglycemic, not turn. It can be hypoglycemic. And again, that goes into translations for diabetic. If you're not diabetic, again, some people can't carb up with rice. A lot of people do carb up with rice. That's why you see a lot of athletes backstage carrying rice cakes. It might not work for certain people. I think the story was, I think Sergio Oliva.
Right.
He used to eat, he loved rice to carb up, but his body would tend to hold a lot of water. That's why, some other people go to sweet potatoes, a baked potato rice.
But nobody's carbing up just on vegetables. I've never heard
Nobody is carbing up on vegetables, and if you are, you're in for a disappointment to not have enough carbs. Now, do they have carbs? Yes, but so little to a point that is insignificant. That's why when some of my athletes will be hungry, I would say eat, a bowl of vegetables, because one, you're not going to spill, you're going to satisfy your hunger, and you're going to trick yourself into thinking you're full, but you're not going to overspill eating vegetables. So you're definitely not an athlete. Good luck if you're going to play any sports and you're going to think you're going to have enough energy being sustained by the bowl of broccoli or spinach or anything whatsoever, because you're going to gas out, basically.
Well, Jonas, I guess that answers the criticism. Vic, pretty much
answers your question. And
but thanks, the good thing is I know you're watching, so I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, Jonas. Let's go to the question of the day. What do we have today, Ed?
So the question of the day comes to us from Sabbath5391, and the question, Vic, is: I'm a former bodybuilder, which I was bodybuilding as a hobby due to life lifting and loss of my mother. I gave it all up.
Sorry about that.
I'm now going on 9 years since I've been in the gym, and all my gains have slowly gone away due to no PEDs. I'm 5'8", about 282 pounds. Instead of being the biggest guy in the gym, I am on my journey to losing weight. I want to shed 60 to 70 pounds, and I would like your professional opinion on which you think is better to do from a cardio standpoint to aid in the rapid weight loss. Do you think HIIT is better to do versus regular cardio on a treadmill? When I was active, I enjoyed doing the Stairmaster for 40 minutes versus a treadmill. I would appreciate your opinion. Thank you in advance, Vic. Good question.
Good question.
Yes. Again, 282, 5'8", yeah, you're overweight. Obviously, you know that. I can tell because of the stats you just gave me. Sorry for your loss of your mom. You're not recover from that. I can tell you that. But you're doing her a disservice by not taking care of yourself. Because the only worry mom wants is for you to be okay. So that being said, I would not recommend HIIT to start off the bat. Let's build up. Let's build up to where you left off. Again, it was 9 years, 8 years, you said?
9 years since I
so let's build up slowly. I don't want you getting shin splints. I don't want you getting tired because it's too hard right off the bat. There's levels to it. Let's start level 1. Let's start slow cardio. Let's start with the 30. You feel good. Follow the rule of thumb, minimum 30.
Empty stomach?
Empty stomach in the morning. Again, if you can. If not, after work, definitely try it. But definitely empty stomach will be great. If you want to split the workouts, that would just enhance your caloric, burn. So you definitely want to burn more calories, do a second session. So let's start with rule of thumb. 30 minutes, you feel good, add an extra 10. You feel good, let's take it to 45. I don't believe in overkill 1 hour, at the end of the day when I keep it interesting, Watch a movie, read something, audiobook, that will make your time fly. After a few months or a few weeks, let's start adding HIIT. But first, let's not do HIIT at the weight you're at now. So let's try to hit a mark, 282, let's hit a mark of 250, before you start doing HIIT.
70 pounds, you said, right? 60 to 70 pounds, yeah.
Yeah. So let's get at 250 before you try some HIIT. And again, try the HIIT for a good 20 minutes, But right now, 30 minutes, your base cardio, add another 10 minutes based on you feeling good, no shin splints, nothing like that. Watch your heart rate. We don't want you, having any medical issues. And do a little bit of cardio when you start for warming up, 10 minutes. Do your workout first. And then do your main cardio after your workout. That way you don't have to waste and just kind of, waste your time, doing this 20 minutes, 30 minutes before your exercise. I want your body to heat up first, get into the what was it? It wasn't hypo. It was thermogenic levels.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's get
and obviously that comes down to diet too, because if you're going to put it in the work, right, to do obviously fasted cardio is something you're recommending. So I think fasted cardio works really well instead of doing just Ozempic.
I'm not recommending no drugs. I'm not recommending no drugs.
Don't do Ozempic. You could do it. There's a lot of side effects. I see people lose like 10, 20 pounds in 1 week. It's just
crazy.
You know what?
You're old school. You trained before. You had the muscle. You can get it back.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna get to that also with the diet. Let's start off slowly. Let's not start eating, 5, 6 meals, anything like that. Simple. Keep it simple. Start simple. And again, there's levels to it, as I said, and then you can start getting all fancy later on with, start with your 3 meals. You can increase to 4 meals. Again, that's to build up your metabolism. Supplementation, don't worry about that right now. Just eat your food. I'm not going to tell you to take pre-workouts or anything like that. Some days you're going to feel a little bit more sluggish because you're building up to it. Try it, but don't make that as a staple just to get to the gym. Do it on your own natural ability. Again, get your at least 3 meals, get your workout first, cardio after. Start off with a little warm up, and then start adding your basic glutamines, your BCA later on, not off the bat, not your first week, not your first month. Maybe the second month.
Well, look, I mean, I agree with Vic's obviously expert opinion here. Obviously, he is the expert here. I would also even advise to throw in a sleep tracker, because obviously when you get good sleep,
you recover faster.
Get those 8 hours of sleep, you're going to recover faster, you're going to lose weight faster, and be more efficient with your sleep, efficient with eating and everything. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to know what's going into your body. So these, like, the Aura Ring has been amazing. Tracks my sleep, tracks everything.
That's great too.
And then Lumen. And then Lumen Health is a great product right now too. It's a metabolism tracker. Great recommendation for those wanting to put on weight. So I think, to add that to your, I wouldn't say a supplement, but like, an advice.
No, the regimen is a good regimen to follow, because a lot of people, they wonder why I'm not getting bigger. I'm still not, putting on enough muscle. Sleep was one of the main factors. They weren't getting enough sleep. So hopefully you don't have any sleep apnea, but definitely I would say be conscious of the sleep. And if you're getting any good sleep, at least minimum 6-7 hours.
All right, Sabit 5391. Yeah, good luck, Sabit. And you getting some products from Dialed Moods. Hit us up in the comments and we'll send them a package, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. And no powerlifting training. Sorry, I left that out also on the training. Let's get a little bit more high volume, to start with.
So let's talk about Nick Walker. He was in the news twice last week, actually. Nick Walker is obviously one of the most popular guys. Would you agree that Nick Walker's name is like really big right now?
No, Nick is big. He's one of newest faces. Freaky muscle. One of the young guys in the scene.
Definitely.
Created a huge impact on the Olympia stage, the New York Pro. He's already won 2. I mean, Nick Walker is one of the top players and one of the top 5 finishers at the Olympia.
100%. So he said 2 things last week that made the news. One, he said that he's gonna, I don't want to twist his words, but he said something to the extent like he will be number 1 this year. I guess he means he's gonna win the Olympia potentially this year.
Confidence is good. Always a big plus, especially coming after that New York Pro win.
Yeah, he came out of that New York Pro win, number 1. Obviously, he wasn't able to compete at the Olympia last year because of the injury. I believe he came in 3rd in 2022. 2022. And then he's also won the Honor Classic in the past. So I think he's obviously a favorite, Vic. And a lot of people love Nick and like Nick.
You can't count him out.
You can't count him out. We're all rooting for him here, of course, and we'll all be there at the Olympia this year to see how he does and how everybody else does.
So when you hear what Nick Walker's saying this, to me, it sounds like a confident bodybuilder. Because like if somebody else would say it,
have to be. A lot of guys were so casual, let's see how I do.
Let's see how I do, right?
When you have that confidence, it transcends to a lot of people.
But he backs it up, though. He always comes through like...
He's consistent.
He's consistent, right? That's what I'm saying.
He's consistent.
So it's not cockiness. It's actually like he deserves to say
People love that. People love that, Right. Some people would say, I don't like he's too cocky. Well, I'm like, well, you like somebody to be zero confidence, timid. At the end of the day, it's sports. When people are going to go box, when people are going to, I think the face-off in boxing, you guys love the trash talking. You love that. Why in bodybuilding you want us to be timid? And when
I don't
you
get
show
it.
confidence.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You know, oh, I don't like that guy. He's cocky. It's like it's you give us a double-edged sword here, guys. You know, enjoy it, sit back, watch the battle, love the confidence. We need more of that in bodybuilding.
Definitely
more,
do.
You know,
Speaking of sports, right now Olympics are happening, right? Olympics started.
big freaking fan.
I know, me too.
That's all I watched.
Would you watch bodybuilding if it was in the Olympics? Would you want to see bodybuilding in the Olympics?
I would love to, but unfortunately, since day one that Ben Weider said he's gonna have it, I always had my doubts because I watched the Olympics since as far back as I could remember in the late 80s. And I gotta give a shout out to Eleanor Marsh. She's rugby team, USA. Let's go. Yeah, she's great. And the reason being is because it's a panel of judges. It's not.
So gymnastics too.
I was gonna get to that. I know gymnastics, there is a panel of judges, but it is based on the performance of the athleticism.
Right.
Where bodybuilding, you're standing up there. There's a beauty pageant. So if
people getting mad at you for saying it's a beauty pageant, bro.
No, and I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna translate it as to why.
Right.
When you have bodybuilding up there, might as well then have, Miss USA.
Yeah.
Up there, and
I guess, yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, look, you have the Olympics now. You have the Dominican
Miss World,
Dominican football team, soccer team that tied Egypt in the last
game. But you know what? I was in DR and I drove by the Capitol, drove by Presidente, the factory, and as I kept driving along the avenue, I saw a freaking soccer school, and I'm like, this is nice. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But seeing them at the Olympics, I was like, it's a long time coming.
Is baseball Olympics?
There is, but it's like they do like a baseball classic every 4 years.
So it's not like a regular. Okay.
So I don't know.
Baseball should definitely be at the Olympics.
It should be in the Olympics.
A lot of people play it in the world,
Yeah.
And I would say it was gonna happen in DR because Spain is a huge influence in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And Spain's been playing soccer for a very long time.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yes, they're really good, Real Madrid. But yes, I'm sure they had to do something definitely had something to do with the team being in DR. They have to be the influence, Spain or Mexico, because we have such good relations with those two countries.
But, it would be interesting to see a strength competition. I mean, obviously, you put in there like guys like Julius Maddox. You put in there some strong,
that should be the Olympics at least.
I would watch that, but we'll see. And obviously, it'll be interesting to see all that come to fruition hopefully soon. So.
No. So good luck to Team USA.
Team USA, yeah.
Santo Domingo, Team República, come on. And everybody that's, in the Olympics, enjoy the show. What is that, another week and a half, 2 weeks?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. So another thing about Nick Walker, right? So we talked about him being number one, wanting to be number one, obviously. But then another thing he made a statement about, and he said the following. He says there is more animosity between bodybuilders now than in the 90s. More animosity now than in the 90s. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, that's a good question for you, Vic. What do you think about that? Because there is a lot of, I don't know if there is or there isn't, but there used to be more fun, right? We had a lot of fun with the rivalries back in the day.
Of course.
And then you have guys like Dorian Yates that recently came out that says that there's no comparison to the guys in the 90s and all that other stuff, but.
Damn, without having to curse so much, let's say bodybuilders are assholes, They're assholes, they've always been assholes, but it's just now more so because they don't really help each other out. We're always gonna be separated, we're never gonna unite. That's why we're always gonna make, pocket money based on, just there's only a handful of greatness, when it comes to bodybuilders.
Right.
And this is a stepping stone where you could actually use, to branch out and do something else. And yes, the animosity is there. It's just that, hey, if they don't do as well and they see you doing well, all of a sudden they just don't like you, which is kind of weird. Because,
Right.
I mean, I always believed, if I can have it, as long as somebody else does, based on their performance, their look, they're working harder, training harder, so be it, but the animosity is always there, and they're always, they could be watching bodybuilding, seeing how great you do, and all of a sudden they start attacking your character.
Right.
You know.
But is it more now or less now compared to like
I
when
can't say less now.
Same thing,
definitely
right?
more now because of social media.
Yeah.
The Googling and what you did. Now everything is in everybody's faces.
Right,
you know, before it was just magazines. People only read what was printed. You know, nobody was Googling you. Nobody. So now you do something. It's microscoped, and we're getting attacked. You know, bodybuilders get attacked for whatever reason.
Right.
You know, I mean, think about it. You know, when one of us dies right away, it's steroids or that's it. You know, oh, there goes bodybuilder. You know, it's like we never get the benefit of the doubt. You know, we attack left and right, even by people that don't even bodybuild.
Right.
And on top of that, the icing on the cake is when we are on top of each other, which is like, come on, guys, we already have, you know, everybody else against us. Now we were gonna go against each other. So if there was just a little bit of less animosity and a little bit, you know what? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like the other guy, but let's work on this together because it's such a small window and you're gonna be out, you know, 5, 10, 15, lucky if you make 20 years. You know, let's make the best of it. And later on, you know, we can look back and laugh. Hey, remember that time I didn't like you and now look at us now, you know?
You went through your share of animosities.
No, I mean, it's,
remember the story you told about Flex, was it Flex Wheeler and you had a
Flex Wheeler. Well, it was with Flex Wheeler. It was Flex Wheeler, the hyped up, you know, sultry, symmetry, whatever. And he was just hyped up on himself. And you will hear some of his interview, he will admit it. And he would just start attacking other people. And I was just kind of like the guy, like, damn, bro, like what's wrong with him, you know? like, why are you attacking him, you know?
That was a funny story, man.
Yeah, so I would just kind of, my first interview, I remember I said something against Flex and Sean because they constantly kept attacking the other bodybuilders. Meanwhile, I didn't even know them. You know, my thing was, you
were defending them, yeah.
Yeah, I defended like, dude, we're in this. I'm doing this, you know. I don't know you. And it's like just the guy in the gym, minding his own business, doing his workout. You don't like his training style, but why you want to diss him for?
It's crazy.
It happens online every day now. I mean, you see it with guys like Sam Sulek, who obviously have massive platforms and influence.
Bring his name in front of him. He doesn't like Sam Sulek. You always throw shade, bro.
I don't like him. No.
You know,
I snap at him just be for simple reasons.
We've seen a lot of animosity and hate and all this other stuff online, and all it translates to is more views for them. So at the end of the day, they get more engagement. And you know what? We've seen it with Logan Paul and all these other guys when we actually feature them. So listen, people hated on those guys forever, and they still do, and look how far they've gotten.
Still doing it. I think if people focus on a different kind of energy, they'll be all right. But
exactly. Exactly.
You know, they hate someone because he has the gift of gab, likes to get on. Like Sam Sulek, which I praise, it's good. You have your niche. You know, I always said it. But it's when he starts, you know, spewing these bogus dieting ideas, I'm just
ramen noodles, baby.
I'm gonna throw a comment. I'm gonna throw a little snap. But at the end of the day, I don't know the kid. He's doing his thing. He's making his money. I don't even get into the issues of whose company he's with or whatever. You know what? The only thing I ever said is like, let me see you on that stage.
And that you know, and speaking about young athletes, young bodybuilders today, you know, Ramon Dino.
Yes.
So we were just in Brazil. We got back from Brazil a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
There's a video that's going viral that we shot.
They didn't take me.
Next time, bro. Next time.
We were at this place called
Muscle World. Tamer's Gym,
in Curitiba, which is the south of Brazil.
No, that was Campinas.
Campinas, which is also south of Sao Paulo.
Campinas.
And amazing gym. By the way, 3-floor gym, basically.
Nice.
Really, really, all the equipment you could think of. One part is separated for arms, one part for legs, you know, another part for back. A beautiful gym in Brazil. Shout out to Tamer, of course, and the Muscle Contest guys for the warm welcome. But, you know, we were there. Ramon Dino was there.
The equipment.
Equipment was phenomental, phenomenal.
Great, I mean,
every time I go out overseas, unfortunately, Vic, it's like the gyms get bigger and better than the States.
I mean,
it's kind of crazy to say.
so far, oxygen
but-
is just next level.
Yeah, oxygen
But
next level. But every time I go overseas, I always find an amazing gym.
They keep stepping it up, basically.
I mean, you keep seeing bigger and better gyms.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Different
crazy.
world now. Everybody works
You
out.
know, I know people will say, "Oh, you've never been to this gym." Yes, we at Generation I have been to nearly every city and every gym in this country.
So many gyms.
So many gyms, and there are a lot of great equipment. Great in Texas as well, but in Brazil, really great equipment.
Yeah.
And we see Ramon, Dino, phenomenal athlete, phenomenal bodybuilder.
Yeah, it's just I've been to gyms in Brazil, and every time I use a piece of equipment, I think is a brand, and next thing you know, I'm like, why does it feel funny?
Oh, I see.
It tends to be homemade brands.
Yeah. No,
This
there's
one
a lot
seemed to
of
be
great
good.
brands out
No,
there.
it was good.
And we're there, you know, documenting a lot of new Brazil athletes, and obviously Ramon, Dino.
So you saw Dino there?
We saw Dino, and Dino obviously, people who obviously know him or don't know him.
This guy's a superstar.
Phenom in Brazil. I think he's the number one bodybuilder in all of Brazil. The
Dino's
guy has
great,
over 5.8 million followers on
Dino's
Instagram.
great, man.
Great guy, cool to hang out with, young. But we also saw a really interesting phenomenon happening. Everybody was recording Ramon Dino in.
There's a video that's going viral right now on Generation 9. People can check it out. It's literally, he's working out with Eduardo Correa, actually. a legendary
Eduardo,
bodybuilder.
nice.
So they're working out together, and then there's people surrounded them with phone cameras filming, like fans.
See, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Brazil. You know what? It's like somebody can do the smallest sport or even the biggest
they support it.
sport,
No, I
and
get it.
they got their own self-support system. You know what? The only other place I've seen this outside of Brazil, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not going to name that many countries, you know, it's really just Brazil, China, and Russia.
But they support athletes.
They have their own internal support system.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you think it's strange to go to the gym, right? Because people have bought actual day passes to go there for that day, to see him work out. Do you feel like it's a little strange?
No, not at all.
Like imagine you working out on the gym.
Not at all. You gotta give it to the people, man. You gotta give it to the people.
So you
They
feel
are
like
the
it's cool?
fans.
Yeah.
Come on, Vlad. Come on.
No, I'm just wondering.
You don't see
You
that-
can't be in this bubble
yeah.
anymore.
You don't
know?
see that in the States. I've never
never
seen
I've
that.
never
will.
seen somebody filming like
In the
You
States,
never
you don't see
will.
that. And in
You never
Brazil,
will.
you can see that. And you can see people recording an athlete that they really.
never
But specifically him, because he's like really next level superstar.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Competitive superstar, Olympia stage. I mean, trailing behind Bumstead for so many years. He's got a big name, you know. Now, you're going to do that here. It's like we have so many athletes. We're a dime a dozen. And, you know, it's not a third world country. Brazil is. So when they see someone that gives them hope, they follow that. They love that. They want to see that. So,
If you're in the gym and some guy comes up to you and starts filming you, would you tell him to stop?
you know, if I'm in Brazil, never.
No, not in Brazil. No, in the US.
In the U.S., I mean, it'll probably be a schmo, so I probably will. You know,
No.
I'll be like, chill. I mean, again, it's always, you know, who's doing it with the kindness of just admiration, and there's also perversion. So you get the perversion here a lot, unfortunately, bro. Like, check the flight freaking logs of a lot of these freaking guys, man. They're probably going to Indonesia.
No, man.
You know, child. You know,
Jeez, wow, that got dark very fast.
I'm just saying, you know, in Brazil is honestly, you know, the love of the athlete.
Yeah,
you know?
it's beautiful in Brazil. What I love is just seeing the women out there that are just like into fitness, and they're in there with their nails done, their hair done, working out, lifting hardcore. Like, that was crazy.
Nuts.
Something you don't see here, obviously, too often. You see them, of course, in certain places, but not to the extent you see.
It's a great place for fitness, definitely.
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, it's Brazil. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us in this week's podcast. Please remember, you want to follow us, comment, see if any of our prior podcasts. Please tune into iHeartRadio or wherever you stream your podcasts. Until next time.
What is up, guys? Keem Williams here, and I'm here today in the Muscle Mills warehouse with this amazing product. It's called Aromatest. Aromatest is a natural aromatase inhibitor that's going to keep your estrogen levels low. Elevated estrogen levels can lead to three things: a bloated look, which is caused from water retention, increased body fat, and also gynecomastia, which are 3 things that you definitely want to avoid. So head to the website today at www.musclemedrx.com and try the aroma test today.